Hello, my name is Lena, and this video is for a project in Psychology 1 at UCR. And I'm going to be talking about human genetics in psychology. More specifically, I'm going to be discussing how both the genetics and environmental factor play a role in how traits are expressed in an individual. So delving into the biological basis of how human genetics affect uh, certain traits in humans, you can see that humans have a long stretch of molecules called DNA. And within DNA, you have genes, which are short segments of DNA. And those genes code for proteins, and those proteins code for the traits that we have as humans. And DNA is in structures called chromosomes. Humans have 46 total chromosomes, which make 23 pairs of chromosomes. And those chromosomes are housed within the nucleus of human cells. So when talking about genetic variation, we can talk about things like alleles. And alleles are basically different versions of a gene. For example, you have two people that have the same gene that codes for eye color. But since they have different alleles, they have different eye colors that can be expressed physically. And that can extend to things like personality and intelligence as well, not just physical traits that you can see. Genotype is the actual genetic makeup of an individual, and phenotype is the observed physical appearance of an individual based off of that genetic makeup. So when talking about gene expression, you can see that not only the genetic code can play a role into how genes are expressed, which determine our traits, but also the environmental factors as well, like who we surround ourselves with, um, how our living situation is like, and how we grew up, that can affect how genes can be activated. And we can see some traits like intelligence and schizophrenia have both genetic factors as well as environmental factors. So a lot of traits can have both factors, not just one. Here's a fun fact. So identical twins share 100% of their DNA, yet they can have different personalities and mental health due to environment and gene regulation. So if you take a look at identical twins, you can see that even though their genetic makeup is identical, there is a lot of variation in their personalities. And that backs up the fact that environment can play a role in how our traits can be expressed. Here's a takeaway for the audience. So even though your genes can play a role in how your traits are expressed, another big role is your environment as well. Your environment and who you surround yourself with, who you interact with, how you set up your environment, and your choices that you make play a role into things like your personality, intelligence, and your mental health as well. And that's the end. I hope you enjoyed this presentation and found this video insightful.